Hello, how are you? I'm Sharnessa Roach, or Coach Shar, and I'm one of the entrepreneurs in residence at Washtenaw Community College in the Entrepreneurship Center. I am excited to be with you today to share a little bit with you to help you create some momentum, make a decision, set a goal, and help you move forward with your business during this time of COVID 19. Unfortunately, COVID 19 has taken the lives of folks and has caused fear and doubt and a lot of negativity in the entire world. And it is natural or normal to feel like you can't or you won't or you shouldn't do a business, buy a house, get married, whatever it is. But I want to stop by today just to give you hopefully some encouragement, some inspiration, and some facts to help you move forward. Before I start, I want to tell you a little bit about who I am. So again, my name is Sharnessa Roach, or you can call me Coach Shar. I'm one of the entrepreneurs in residence at the community college at Washtenaw. And I'm also a life coach, a business owner, in that I'm a life coach, a speaker, business consultant, business plan writer, and an author of 6 books. I am the business startup specialist for busy moms. My passion is around helping moms be better and live a more successful life as determined by them. And so I do what I do simply because I have a desire, a goal, a calling, if you will, to help others in business. And I enjoy it. I honestly enjoy it. And maybe some of you I've even spoken with. But another part of what I do is as a life coach is really helping people figure stuff out, get clarity, courage, overcome internal blockages and barriers that are stopping them from moving forward. And so just wanted to share some things that I really hope will help you continue to move forward in your business if that is your choice and your decision. So, I want to get started and I want to congratulate you first of all. Being in business is a big deal and so many people want to be in business, but not a lot of people take the first step. You did. Congratulations. Congratulations on finding out that I'm good at something, that I really want to do this, and taking the steps to start your business. Whatever those steps have been. Could have been getting a business name, could have been writing a business plan, could have just been saying, I'm going to start a business. Could even be being in the pitch competition at Washtenaw. Whatever it is, congratulations. I'm excited for you and wish you the very best no matter what happens. I'm going to cover a few things today that I'm hoping will help give you just a little bit of inspiration and just a little bit of push to help you continue to move forward. I'm going to start off and I'm going to ask you a question that you've probably been asked, I don't know, hundreds of times. If not around business, then probably around your career or other personal goals. And that question is, what is your why? Why did you start this business? Why did you decide, instead of continuing to work for someone else or in the future of working for someone else, why did you make the decision that I want to be a business owner? That's a question that, given your trepidation, perhaps, your hesitation, or your fear, needs to be answered. So many of us want to make an improvement in the market. We want to offer a service or product that we believe we can add value to. We feel like there isn't something out there like what I quite do. And so we want to enter the market and compete. You feel like somebody could benefit from what you provide. I get that. But I really want you to sit there and think about, what is my why? And while you're thinking about what is your why, I want you to think about this. Whatever you provide, someone somewhere is out there waiting for what you have. And so I tell business owners quite a bit that it's not just for you that you do what you do, but it's someone else waiting for you. For me, it's that busy mom that wants a little bit more, something better for her life and for her children. And so she's waiting for me to create a course that she can take at her pace that will help her determine how to start her business. What is someone waiting on from you? What is someone waiting on from you? And is that someone tied into your why? Because if they aren't, you probably should look at that. In business, there has to be a commitment. This has to be a decision that no matter what, I'm going to do what it is I have to do to be successful. Your time and money are on the line. So walking out, deciding no at a certain point in time. So you've got to figure out, why am I doing this? Why do I want to have a business? Why do I feel like what I offer can bring value to someone's life and help the market? So looking at your why is the very first thing that I want you to do. After you look at your why, I want to talk about, what do you want? Right? So I know why I'm entering this business. I know why I'm starting this business. But what do I want? As an individual, as a person, as a mother, as a wife, what is it that I want? What's the goal that I want to achieve? Have I even decided what the goal is? Hopefully, because business ownership is it. And there are even some sub goals inside of that. But the best way to achieve a goal is to define the goal. And so I want to talk about goal setting, because for a lot of folks, if you can figure out what your goal is and take some steps towards meeting it, you stop being afraid and you stop being stuck. I'll talk about that a little bit more later. But here's the thing. Here's my quote. Action eliminates fear and being stuck. It is in the action that you will achieve a success. It's never in inaction. And so you have to say, well, my why is that I want to do this, and this is what I will provide. But I've got to find some way to get from A to B, from my why to my what. And so I want to start with an assessment, and I'm going to ask you a couple questions. And so you get to decide the answers. So, and here's the thing. Goal setting is a part of life, everyday life, and it's absolutely a part of business ownership. Whether it's a sales goal, a service goal, or some other goal, there will always be an opportunity for you to set a goal to do what it is you need to do to improve on your business, let alone your personal life. So that's why we're starting with goal setting. So here's what I want to ask you. If you were to rate yourself on goal setting tendencies, the ability to set a goal, the ability to do what you want to do, which of these would you choose? I'm going to read them to you. I am excited about setting new goals, but I become easily distracted and discouraged. My stomach knots up into a dismal little lump of cold gravy when I try to set a goal. I usually end up putting it off till later. I have iron self-discipline. I set goals, and although it's not easy for me to keep walking the straight and narrow towards them, I keep my eyes on the prize. So here's the questions. Excited about setting a goal, but you get easily distracted and discouraged. Number 2, your stomach gets in knots. You know what I'm talking about, those butterflies that just don't seem to fly in the right formation when you try to set a goal and you end up just procrastinating. Or I say, you know what? I got iron self-discipline. This is what I want to do. It's not easy for me to walk it out, but I'm going to keep my eyes on the prize and I'm going to do it. So you want to ask yourself, which of those goal setting tendencies is you? Because more than likely, one of those or two of those is probably playing out right now as this pandemic is going around. And please, I don't say that it's not scary, because it is. I've lost people that I've known and loved as a result of this pandemic. It isn't fun. And every day on the news, there's something else that tells you a little bit more information, and you get a little bit more afraid and a little more hesitant, and a little more procrastination sets in. But you have to almost be like the third one and say, you know what? I am going to do this. Why? Because of whatever it is you said your why was. And that's what you have to do. So here's something that may help you. And I want you just to listen to this a little bit. I accept the fact that many goals and steps are the building blocks of belief. The more of these I successfully fulfill, the more easily I will be able to believe and achieve my big goals. These small successes are the proof I can do anything I set my mind to. Here's the thing. People start a business because they dream of making money, of having their own schedule, of flying around the world on jet set vacations, buying whatever they want to buy, giving to whomever, whatever it is they want to do. But in reality, there's so many small steps that you have to take to get to the big one, that you have to know that each small step is an accomplishment. So you're watching this video. That's an accomplishment. That's a small step that will help you move forward and reach your goal. Saying, you know what? Well, I won't get to that yet, but that is a small step that can help you stay forward, stay moving forward, stay pushing forward. I am allowing for flexibility in my planning while keeping my eyes on the prize. This is a major one right now. Do you know why? Because you're going to have to. Michigan is closed, as I say, for another 2 to 3 weeks. The earliest we'll get back out of here and do something is May 1st. Now, that doesn't mean that we will May 1st. It may be later, like some states are till June. Some states are middle of May. But whatever it is right now, we have to have flexibility in what we plan. We're in restriction and can't do a whole lot of stuff. So I'm telling people, work on things from your home. You can still do things. You may not be able to go outside. You've got the internet that you can look at doing different things on the internet. So look at that and figure out, what can I plan for right now as I keep my eyes on the prize, which is ultimately business ownership. So allow some flexibility in how you reach the goal and the process for even planning right now, because you can't run to the store and pick up merchandise. You can order it online, but you want to allow for some flexibility in your planning, but you still want to keep your eyes forward on the prize. With each step or mini goal, I'm digging deeper until I find the most natural and easy way for me to accomplish these. So every time you take a step forward, every time you reach a goal, you find a better way, a more efficient way for you to accomplish them. So here's the question I want to ask you. What goals have you identified for your business? Not just I want to start, but what goals have you actually identified? And so there are top 3 goals that you can identify right now. I'll give you a few. I'm going to stop for 20 seconds just to mimic you actually taking some time in this video and actually answering that question. What are your top 3 business goals for next year? So if you had to just guess and give yourself 365 days from today, start from today, whenever you're watching this video, and look and see what are the 3 goals I have for my business. Of course, you want to start your business. I want to serve 100 customers. I want to do something else. Whatever the top 3 goals are that you want to create, I want to sell $1,000 a month. I want to service 100 customers. I want to find 2 collaborative partners that'll expand my business. Whatever the goals are for you, identify the top 3 goals that you want for your business next year. You're going to see in a little bit that all of this ties together, because sometimes when we don't do anything and fear sets in, it isn't always external circumstances, it's internal. So take control of that and set your goals and go. So you've got 20 seconds. I'm mimicking. It was going to take you longer, but what are the top 3 goals that you like to accomplish in your business next year? What are the top 3 goals? Name them. All right. So you've named your top 3 goals. This may help you a little bit more. One of the things that I think people underestimate is the power of visioning. And vision boards are incredibly important. A lot of people that say they wrote it down. And so here's a tip. When you write something down, you're that much more committed to doing it than when you just leave it in your head, which is why vision boards are so powerful. So vision boards are a way for you to create and link yourself to what you want. So you can create a vision board for your business. What does it look like? Put your ideal customer on there. Put the amount of money that you want to make and believe you can make in the next year. Put where your business is located. Put some colors that remind you of your business. Put a picture that gives you the feeling of the brand of your business. Create your own business vision board. And while you're doing that, imagine, what does your dream lifestyle look like? When this business is successful, what does that lifestyle look like? Have you ever thought about that? When I'm in business and it's successful, what does that look like? What do I look like? What does my life look like? Am I waking up at 9 o'clock and in the morning and I am going to bed at 11 o'clock? Am I working 4 days a week? Am I working 6 days a week? Am I able to volunteer, at my children's school, or am I just working all the time? You want to begin to create what it is you want in your mind. Take it out of your mind, put it on paper, and then look at that and begin to think about, create how I'll accomplish those things. Because I don't know that I don't believe just writing it on the board is how it'll come to you. But I do believe that's the first step, and taking action is the second step. And we're going to talk about that. So you now have been dreaming about this lifestyle. You have the top 3 goals. What do you need to do to make them happen? I just said, I know some people believe in the power of manifestation and some other things, but I'm going to tell you, nothing happens without action. Nothing. So if you want to create, if you want to have the things we just talked about, what kind of action steps are you going to take? So if you take one of your goals, which is serve 100 customers, you've dreamed, what does that look like? That's a little less than 10. That's like about eight customers a month. So if you're a hair braider and you do 8 customers a month at $200 a customer, that's $1,600 over the course of the year. That's almost $20,000. How does that help your lifestyle? And if that's what you decide, what are the steps to take to get those first customers? What are the steps you're going to take? What are the 10 steps you need to take to do that? So I'm going to pause for another 20 seconds and ask you to just think about that. So you're thinking about the 10 steps you would take to reach one of the 3 goals that you have. You can begin to think about it now. All right. So I know it's going to take longer for you to write those 10 steps, but I want to, just in the interest of time, pause so you can just get that, because you've got to be able to figure that out. See, here's the thing. I know that inaction leads to fear, procrastination, and a whole lot of other stuff. But if you can get a little bit of action, even if it's figuring out what my goal is, what my lifestyle will be, and what steps do I need to take to create the goal, then you can start to move forward, because your mind is concentrating on that, not everything else is going on around you. Give your mind something to focus on. Focus on your success. Focus on the business. Focus on the customers you want to serve. That will help you create some momentum and help you move forward. Now, all of the questions that I just asked you, the goal, the lifestyle, the 10 steps, they all had 2 things in common. One thing in common: choice. Choice. It's one of my favorite things to tell my clients. You have a choice. Nobody's making you start a business. Nobody's making you stop. You have a choice. And in that choice is your power. And whatever you give that choice to, your power goes to it. So I hope that you choose to continue to move forward. You get to choose what you want. I can't make you. No one is going to make you. You get to choose it. But whatever you choose and decide to do, you will move forward in that, and you will also reap the consequences of such. So when you're thinking about choosing, I want you to do 3 things. I'm offering you 3 things to do. They are: get quiet. A lot of chatter going on, a lot of clutter going on. Sometimes it's internal clutter. If you can, get to a quiet space and just be. Just be. Quiet is so hard for us, especially as adults, because we're constantly moving and doing different things. But if you can get yourself just a few minutes just to get quiet and to get still, then you can do this next one, which is think about why you started this business. Remember, go back to your why. And once you get to your why, then you can make the decision. You can decide what you want to do. You can say, okay, I think I want to do it. There's still moms on my timeline that want to start a business. There's still moms somewhere in the world that want to start a business. I think I still want to help them. You know what? I do want to help them. Let me move forward. The thing I know is when you get quiet and you block out every other distraction, you are able to hear yourself speak from a place that's most truest in your life. And that place doesn't betray you. And that place will help you move forward. So that's the thing that I want you to do, is remember. And I said there are no right or wrong answers, only consequences. And that's true. If you decide, you know what, I don't want to do this business, then in 20 years you may say, man, I wish I had done it. That's a regret. That's a consequence. If you decide to do the business and it gives you money and it helps you help people, even if it's not the money you want, you're still making the consequence from that is that you are able to help people and you have generated some income. So each one comes with a consequence. You just have to decide which one you want. And oftentimes a decision will drive that. So if you don't want to start, if you do not start, what are you missing is the question you have to ask. And if you do start, what is it that I think I'll gain? See, what I know is there's someone waiting on whatever it is you have to offer. And until you arrive on the scene, their lives will not be changed and made better because of that. Sure, somebody else may come along, may take a little bit longer, but it's you that they've been waiting for. And you've got to tell yourself that. You've got to ask, whose life is made better because I show up? Because somebody showed up in your life, and that's how your life improved. That's how it works. Lastly, to create momentum, you need to give your goal a date. Write it down and make it tangible. So your end goal it needs to be specific with a start and an end date. So September 15th, I will start my business. I do want to caution you just to pull something out of the air, but really sit down and plan it. You can use a plan. It could be a strategic plan or just a plan on paper, a calendar, a schedule, whatever you have, and look at how much time you think it'll take you to get to a certain place. And don't worry if you think it's going to take you a year. Guess what? The time will go by anyway. So what you can do, plan it out. Do a little bit of research, which hopefully you have at this time, and set your time calculation and say, oh, you know what, I might be able to do this. When I create business plans for people, I have key metrics and timelines and in the key milestones, And so when I have key milestones, they have a date. So they have a date for me when the business plan is done. They have a date for them when it is they'll do certain things, secure a building, secure funding, whatever that is. So we both know what we're working towards. And so that kind of stuff helps you. The clearer you can get about a thing, I think the more you can make a decision, the more you make the decision, or the quicker you make the decision, the more you have the impetus to continue to move forward. Excuse me. So if you struggle a little bit with setting goals and keeping goals, what I can offer you is a couple of things. Find an accountability partner. Somebody who'll keep you accountable. You check in weekly, bi-weekly, whatever you think you need, and you'll check in with them. Join a focus group that's in alignment with your goal. Meetup has a lot of groups that you can join. Check in with someone from the Entrepreneurship Center and say, hey, I just want to check in and say this is completed, or find you somebody that'll keep you accountable. Use the reward system. If I get this done, I get a Snickers. I get something, whatever. But figure out a way to help keep yourself accountable, because that's the only way for a lot of folks that they're actually going to get this thing done. But Shar, how do I do it right now? I can't leave my house. I can't do the things that I normally would do. What do you suggest? I'm so glad you asked me that question, because I have started to do what I'm going to tell you. And it's one word and it's only 5 letters. Pivot. P-I-V-O-T. Pivot just means turn. You are pivoting. You are stopping where the course of direction that you were going in and turning into another one. That's it. So I was reading the other day, I think yesterday, about e-learning, and it's $1 billion a year industry. And so what a lot of people have neglected is taking the skill that they have, that they want to offer as a business, and creating a product based on that. The product is sold online. The product is sold digitally, but it's the same expertise they have. They are just now selling how to do what they do. So, for instance, my hairdresser. So, my hair is not as cute as it usually is. I'll go ahead and admit it, but it looks a whole lot better than it did this morning. So, what had to happen was I had a virtual hair appointment. What is that? I called my hairdresser. I set up an appointment with her. I had her walk me through the stages of doing some things to my hair so that it could look like this. It's not like what she would have done, but it doesn't make me ashamed to record the video. And so that was an example of pivoting. She was willing to do a virtual appointment with me. That's still her expertise. I still paid her, but it helped me. And so the goal was it helped me do what I needed to do, but it also helped her continue to do what it is that she wanted to do. So right now, everybody's looking at e-learning to find something, because you can't go and do it any other way. That's an example of pivoting. Let's say you Your business is in electrical. You're an electrician and your business is in electrical. Could you create a series of home videos, just like what you're watching today, that you could sell to businesses that are still existing or customers that you can't come in their house, but a minor issue you can walk them through? Can you create an ebook or a series of webinars or a membership site? All of these are either digitally or online that people can access the information that you provide based on your expertise in your business that they will still pay you for. I sent a post on Facebook and I said, massage therapists, eyebrow technicians, makeup artists, hairdressers, barbers, begin to have virtual appointments, have virtual parties. So I gave a suggestion to have a hairdresser have 4 of her clients and do a particular style. So maybe you do a blow and go. So you do the first day, you help them, or the first night, it's a Friday, Saturday. The first night is we wash your hair. These are the products that you can use. You set the appointments up on Monday so they have a couple days to get what they need, because Target has some stuff, Walmart has some stuff, Meijer has some stuff. So we're not completely out. You can tell them if you can't use salon grade, you can use this. So you walk them through that. So that positions you as what? The expert. And then after position you as an expert, you tell them, now this is what we're going to do. For ladies, we will all wash our hair. We will blow it, and I will teach you how to blow it the correct way so that it's not wherever it needs to. So you can give them a few of your secrets, not all of them, but enough so they know what they're doing. And now you are more valued because in their most desperate hour, you were there for them. That's how you pivot. You charge them a particular amount, not what you would charge them normally if they came to the salon. But if they charge them 45, you charge them 25, and you do 4 people in that hour time that you're doing this class, you've made $100, which is probably not what you would make in the salon. So it continues to give you money, whereas it continues to serve your clients. So in this time, whatever you have, there is a market online. And so whether it's an ebook that people can download as a first level product, that's really inexpensive, $10. And you create an online campaign to help you figure that out. If it's in a Facebook group or if it's on LinkedIn, or if you have an email list already, you can start there. Whether it's something that you can create by doing a webinar and teaching a group a particular skill set that you have that you were going to use in your business, cooking. For example, can you get a few folks together and offer them a cooking lesson and do a live stream on Zoom or any other platform that you desire, WebEx, or wherever you want, any meeting, anytime meeting, or Blue Jeans, whatever it is you want to use, can you do that? So you want to look at that, or can you just create a membership course where you have a lot of the things that you do and break them down, and each course is 10 or 15 minutes and it's got a worksheet or no worksheet, and people learn about it that way, and it's a particular amount. It's $47 a month. So you look at the things that you already have and figure out, how else can I get them to people? And so it's really not that difficult to create a Word spreadsheet, sit right here and do a video and get it out to people. And here's the best part. While we are in a pandemic, people know it's not going to be what it would be if we weren't, because resources are restricted. So the stress about trying to make sure it's studio grade is not the same right now. But people who are hungry enough to want what you have are going to see what you have. And if they're so preoccupied with looking at your background and all that other stuff, they may not be as hungry as you need them to be. Therefore, they may not be your customer. So you want to look at that. So that's what I wanted to share with you. So I'm going to go back over and just kind of give you a little brief overview again. So you want to figure out who you are. Remember, I asked you who you are, and I asked you, why do you do what you do? So you want to do that. You want to figure out, what is my why? Why am I doing this? You want to look at your checklist. Remember, I talked about your checklist, which helps you set your goals, which help you, and we started with figuring out, what's my tendencies? Am I excited but get distracted? Am I nervous and usually procrastinate? Or am I saying, I'm disciplined, I'm getting this thing done? It might be fear-filled, but I'm going to walk it out. Accepting that creating or fulfilling and completing many goals and tasks are the building blocks to belief. And right now I need to increase my belief in myself. Am I allowing flexibility while I plan my business? And if I'm not, is that causing anxiety? And how can I stop that? With each mini goal that I reach, I dig deeper and more, I create more of a sense of accomplishment. The 3 goals I've identified for next year, what my dream lifestyle looks like, and what are the 10 steps that I need to accomplish. What are the 10 steps I need to create in order to accomplish the goals? And it's 10 steps for every goal. And then I get to choose. And how do I figure out what my choice is? I get quiet. I think about my why, and then I make a decision. Knowing that there is no right or wrong answer, but the answer comes with consequences I may or may not like. So I will choose wisely. Then knowing that I need a date to write down so I know what I'm doing and I'm tied to that. What is my start date? What is my end date? And what is the plan, the calendar, the schedule that'll help me create that so that I'm not arbitrarily picking something out of thin air, but I really have a date and I know what I want to do. And do I need some accountability in this? So do I need a coach, which I didn't mention before, but you can find coaches. Do I need to check in with the EC? Do I need to set an appointment with one of the entrepreneurs in residence? Do I need to find an accountability partner? How do I do it? At the end of the day, figuring out at this point in time, how do I pivot? The digital space is wide open for you. I want you to research that first. But the digital space is a space that you can create a product for. And there are many different ways to do it. Webinars, ebooks, digital courses, membership sites. There are different ways to do it. You can partner with other people and become affiliates and allow them to sell what you have. There are virtual meetup groups for service professionals where they can service their folks in groups or single for virtual appointments. So looking at, oh, I still can compete. And that at the end of the day is the message that yes, you still can compete. You still are able to start your business. You still are able to find customers and find people to buy because there's still people out here looking for what you have to offer. But if you don't offer it, they can't find you. So I want to admonish you to go back to the Entrepreneurship Center. If you need to make an appointment with one of the entrepreneurs in residence, does not have to be myself. It can be one of the other entrepreneurs in residence, but looking to see how that may help you. If you need to do research, looking at the business librarian and to make an appointment, you can do that through the Entrepreneurship Center. And then looking to see, is there a business model canvas or other tool that I could have someone send me to really help me move forward. But at the end of the day, I want to impress upon you that the decision and the choice to launch this business lies squarely in your hands. And you are the one that will say yes or no, knowing each one has a consequence that you must be willing to live with. I think that you can do it. I believe that you can do it. I know that you can do it. And I'm cheering for you to do it. The only thing that remains to be seen is if you will do it. There's help around you, folks willing to support you. You just have to make the decision. So I hope that something I said helps you create a little bit of momentum, picking a goal so that you move forward. And I wish you the absolute best. Bye-bye.